Welcome back to the Quiet Part YouTube channel. Again, we are doing a protest debrief. I'm going to be debriefing today's protest that took place on January 25th, 2026 in downtown Denver, starting at the Denver Capitol and then going throughout the rest of the city, essentially. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through all of my main clips of my tiny camera. I guess I should explain like why this coverage is a little bit different than usual. I usually take a large old cinema camera to most protests. It's a giant camera. It's really heavy, but it's really versatile. And I'll usually take that on my electric bicycle, and I will go and document the protests, and I'll keep up with the marches and the protesters by riding an electric bicycle. Today, I decided to take my electric skateboard and take a lot lighter gear. I took just a GoPro and a very small Sony handheld mirrorless camera. I believe it's a Sony a5000. So what we're going to do first, I think, is we're going to go in chronological order and overview clips from my nice camera in order. And then we're going to jump to my GoPro body cam and go through its clips in order. But I think the thing I would like to do, truly, is actually talk about the reason why I'm going to crash out. I think that unfortunately might be even more important to me than probably doing my main job and documenting everything to a perfect T. So let me see if I can find the thing I'm gonna crash out over today. I'm indeed freezing cold in this. Oh, is this a later? This is a later march for sure. Very much a later march. Okay, we're gonna find this video. Oh, I clearly should have labeled it, shouldn't I? Let's see. It's gonna be a GoPro video for sure, and it's gonna be a GoPro video that's like chronologically earlier. So here, I'm seeing signs. I'm seeing walking. I'm seeing it is now snowing, so it's definitely towards the beginning of all this. I don't think it's there though, is it? Clearly haven't memorized all of my footage yet. No, it is not that either. Okay. Let me find this so I can just totally tweak out over it, even though I really should not. Freezing. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay. All right. Man, I'm already pissed just watching this. Okay. All right. Here's what I want to talk to you about today. Here is why I'm crashing out. This is a video I captured. I'm following one of the marches. We'll probably see this again when I go back through everything in order. I have taught you before on this channel about the idea of bad jacketing or Fed jacketing and what I nowadays call AI jacketing. Jacketing, which is a ridiculous term, is like a 1960s era COINTELPRO, FBI. How do we ruin Martin Luther King? How do we ruin Huey P. Newton? How do we ruin the Black Panthers and Malcolm X? It is a strategy where a person infiltrates a movement and then starts alleging that everyone around them is not charitable or is a Fed from the government, even though they themselves are a Fed from the government. So that's called bad jacketing or Fed jacketing. When you say like, oh, this person is actually secretly an arm-raising mustache person in our group, but your true goal is to just create discord and distrust within the internal community. This is an extremely effective technique that the literal FBI and CIA have used and documented and published on, and we have seen the efficacy of this, and especially messing with the Black Panthers, which are incredibly relevant because they're currently coming back right now. So guess what? I'm going to keep teaching you about jacketing, the process by which people wrongly accuse each other of being feds or secretly arm raisers or bad. For the first time, I got like journalist jacketed, where a random journalist came up behind me. Let's go clip by clip now. So this is my body cam. This is my GoPro on my chest. I'm watching the march. I'm doing my normal thing. This person, which I think is a blonde white woman, she comes behind me purposefully to like whisper something in my ear and then dart that way. One, that's really weird. That's really, really weird. She's behind me. You can't hear it for shit. But she says something. Let me see if I can hear it. Let's see. Okay, you couldn't hear it for nothing, but she's over here. I'm currently blocking her. She walks away. So this person just came up behind me, okay? And here's what they said. They said, real press doesn't wear a mask, or some transfiguration of that sentence. I am at the time in this video wearing a balaclava and ski goggles because I am on an electric skateboard. That's how I zoom up to her. I'm not Edward Cullen. I'm currently zooming on my electric skateboard. The temperature outside at this time of the day, this must have been 12:30 or 1 here on January 25th, 2026. The weather in Denver was like, I mean, it was like 17 degrees. It was maybe like 15 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not even the real feel. That's like the actual temperature in town, right? The real feel is probably 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like what, negative 20 degrees Celsius. And I am on an electric skateboard. Normally I'd be on an electric bike. In both cases, I would wear a full balaclava to cover my face because I will literally get frostbite. And even more concerningly, and this is what I crash out over, the reason I take staying warm so seriously is because I have asthma. I have a lifelong chronic respiratory disease. Not like normal asthma, what you think of in the media. Like mine has killed me and tried to kill me many times throughout my life, right? If I get a respiratory infection, I go to the hospital. And going to the hospital in America means spending like $4,000. So I'm going to wear a face mask as a journalist with press on my chest. And I'm not going to feel bad about it because half the city knows my name. The protesters know my name and my face is here and like my legal name. It's all public. She says that.
What'd you say?
I successfully don't crash out on her. I just get sad. I just get heartbroken and hurt because I'm hurt for you to say that.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Like, I'm nice. This is the lady. Okay. I heard someone say that she works for like ABC News, that this is like a full proper journalist. And guess what? I'll even say it. As much as she hurt my feelings, yeah, this person is probably a journalist. More than me. I'm totally fine with that, actually. But being told I'm not really press, so as to allege that like maybe I'm evil or I'm bad or I'm like giving journalists a bad name because I'm wearing a mask in like 20-degree weather. Look at her. She's wearing gloves. Wow. Shouldn't her fingerprints be everywhere? This is why she's concealing her fingerprints. This is all just ridiculous. Like, so I'm crashing out over this. Here's this lady. Someone said she might be from ABC. Some other people I've talked to are saying that she might be from Denver 7. She's some lady from the East Coast, allegedly. I don't know. All I saw was an NPPA badge, which is like a, it's like a press photographer, photojournalist. It's not a union, but it's like an organization you can do to get a qualification and certification. The thing is, I could literally do that like tomorrow for like $50. You're nothing special for having that badge on. Here's what she goes on about.
I'm public.
Oh, and of course, the logical thing to do here is to be like, whoa, here's my name. Here's who I am. Okay, let's just watch this. I'm pissed still.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said true press wouldn't hide their face.
She said, and she just quoted herself, she said, true press wouldn't hide their face because I chose to wear a balaclava for like one day.
I'm public. I'm just cold. My face is on my channel. My name is Spencer Payton. I'm a teacher in Denver Public Schools, and my channel is called The Quiet Part. I'm cold.
And she is now currently like muttering a bunch of not nice things to me right now. She's just like, you should rip off your press badge. You should take it off then. You're not real. All of this. And then she tries to ignore me, but I'm not playing with bad jacketing. If you bad jacket a person, you will be called out and sent to the ball exploding chamber to have your balls exploded. This is how you kill solidarity. This is how you kill a movement. And it is ridiculous that a couple of days after we watched a man get slaughtered by ICE agents, you're doing this to fellow journalists. What is this? When you talk about professionalism, how unprofessional is it of a journalist, someone whose job it is to show the truth? How unprofessional is it for a journalist to falsely accuse and allege someone of something without gathering evidence first? People told me after, let's finish my crash out. You can hear that I am heartbroken, that I am hurt, that a fellow journalist would say this.
What's wrong with that? I'm immunocompromised and cold. Half these people know me. What is that? I have an MPPA badge too. What is wrong with this?
It's ridiculous.
What's your name?
She doesn't tell me her name, this person, assuming they go by she, her. This person doesn't know who I am. And then someone who does know me in front of her accusing me of not being public enough. Someone walks up to me and says, "Oh, hey, Spencer." It's another live streamer that I know because they know my face, they know my name, they know my gear, they know my jacket, they know the press vest that I wear. And I just think that's karma. I just think that's karma from the universe itself.
What is that?
Again, I think it's bad jacketing.
PPA badge too. What is wrong with this?
And then someone comes up, doesn't tell me her name, and then
Yeah, okay, this person just said I'm not press.
she starts freaking out because she's just like, "Oh shit." Someone just caught me bad jacketing someone from the press. Dude, I'm going to call this shit out in public for the rest of my life. I do not care. I'm crashing out, dude. I'm spite posting. I'm pity posting. I don't care. Because people like this actually hurt the movement. When you falsely allege and accuse people of being a bad actor without having gained evidence first, all you do is create distrust and you murder all the solidarity in the community as it exists at that time. And then she tries to say, "No, I said with the mask."
What is this? They know my name. You said that. I need to take my mask off.
Bullshit. That's how my day started, essentially. That's how it went. And I'm not happy about it. People have just got to stop doing this. People have got to stop bad jacketing and fed jacketing the people that they know. It is wrong. It is unethical. It kills solidarity in movements. And guess what you're going to notice me say about this person, right? I'm not going to call her any mean words. I'm not going to say any horrible, mean things to her or about her. I disagree with her conduct in this moment. I disagree. The thing that she just did here. Look at this. There she is. That's her. Hey, apparently, guys, from hearsay from some other protesters, this is like an actual big named journalist somewhere who, this is your high quality. This is your professionalism. Someone who doesn't know what bad jacketing is. Why are you documenting protests if you don't know OPSEC? Genuinely, why are you documenting protests if you don't know protest history? You don't know about COINTELPRO, you don't know about the Black Panthers or Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr., you don't know about the CIA and the FBI. This is why people don't like the mainstream media, if this person seems to be with them, which based on their holier-than-thou attitude and just the vibes and a hearsay from a bunch of different people, I am thinking this person works with mainstream media. This is why no one likes mainstream media anymore, because this is vanguardist, this is elitist, this is smug, this is gatekeeping. It's also just mean. Where's the professionalism in this conduct? What was I like? Did I have a 4 right angle tattoo on me or something? No, I was just living my life. So, I will say this did affect my opinion of mainstream media, because I've talked to a couple of reporters from 9 News' Next, with Kyle Clark and just 9 News in general. I've stood alongside them. I've had conversations with them. They are nothing but wonderful people. And that leads into an extraordinary and important conversation that we have to have right now. We live in an era of hypervigilance among the left. We live in an era of hypervigilance because we are facing actual arm-raising, mustache-having people that are executing neighbors on the street, right? Of course, we are going to be overreactive. Of course, we are going to, maybe one day, me or you might be this person here who saw someone with a mask up, must be blonde hair, blue-eyed, I look completely normative, I look just like the kinds of people, you know it, right? And I know that too. And so guess what? Instead of like hating this person or calling them names, I'm going to call that we continue to practice Sonder with one another. Sonder is the understanding that we are not the main character. Everyone is someone else's side character. It's my belief. And you'll notice that like I let myself get emotional when this person accuses me of this. I let myself get emotional because if you try to become stoic, all you do is end up being more unempathetic to other people. That's my philosophy. If I were to let this person say this to me, the only way I could logically and emotionally do that is if I kind of dehumanize this person and said, oh, this person is mean and evil and not honest, and I start fed jacketing them and I start thinking of them and accusing them of things in my brain. Guess what? Dehumanization does not help when it's literally just another person. This person's not an arm raiser. This person is not a 4 right angle haver, a tiny mustache wearer. This person is none of those things. There's no way. I don't have any data to say right? It might be an obvious conclusion like, oh, this person is actually the Fed, and they were purposely trying to sow discord among you, a local journalist who actually shakes hands with all the organizations, someone who actually shakes hands with the people, who knows their stories, who chats with everyone, who works both as a protester and a journalist. Maybe this is someone trying to disrupt. We don't have any data on that. There's no way. I don't have any data indicating that, so I'm not going to falsely accuse them of that. And instead, I'm going to practice grace. I'm going to practice forgiveness. And I'm going to say that if you don't let your feelings be hurt when people are doing something wrong, you'll think it's okay when other people accept injustice and bullying. Is what fundamentally I think this is just mean bullying. That's what this is. And it's my belief that if you can say, I want to say, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for coming by. I can't stay, but I want to say I love you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's so important that when people are unkind to us, we take it seriously instead of brushing them off. Because I want the children of the future, I'd want my children, I'd want my students, I'd want you, I'd want everyone I've ever known and loved and everyone I haven't known. I would want those people to take meanness seriously because it's not nice. Because practicing having feelings and like allowing yourself to be vulnerable is so important for getting you in a mental habit where you're accepting of other people's vulnerability. And where you don't tolerate injustice and bullying and unkindness and bad jacketing amongst yourselves and others. Like what you call upon for yourself is what you will expect of others. And so I let myself be hurt here. Because if I don't do that, I'm going to tell some young boy somewhere to man up. And that's only worse for everyone. So guess what? Have feelings and practice forgiveness. Be angry. It's okay to. That is my crash out. We are now done with my crash out. I wish this person enlightenment. That's all I wish upon them. I wish they would realize that I am not some bad actor. That's all I wish upon them is knowledge, enlightenment. Nothing like a public school teacher hoping for people to learn stuff, right? That's me. So that's what I'm crashing out about. The other thing I'm crashing out about is that ICE just killed a dude. And here I am whining about someone who hurt my feelings. I recognize that that is ridiculous. So let's go through my protest coverage. Let's document it as best as we can. We're going to start with my, this is my Sony a5000 handheld camera. These are the shots I got. Let's just talk about what we're seeing and I'll go through commentary. This is like maybe 11:55. This isn't even noon. Technically, this was like advertised as a protest for noon. This is like 11:55. You can see there's a lot of people. I'm not sure what I could call this crowd right now in terms of size. I did see this wonderful person here who had an exceptional voice. I liked her voice. Some people just have good voices. And then I think at some point she'll say she realized that I was press. And I actually asked her, I'm like, oh, do you want me to cut you out? And she didn't say no. So she ended up staying in. Classic. These shots are classic. Get a nice establishing shot. She said, oh, you're the press. Oh, no. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Again, this is a rule, of course. Like, this is the logical thing. Tell people, hey, I'm willing to make sure you're not in the edit. I make sure to not get your face. She didn't mind, though. I think she was more like, oh, I'm in your way. Because she kind of crossed me while I was recording. Yeah, shout out that lady. I love her voice. So this is, again, we're going in chronological order. It's likely that I started recording at like, ooh, golly, early, very, very early. I just don't know if this thing even has metadata. Yeah. Oh, date modified, 12:05 p.m., 125:26. Yes. Okay. It's probably off by like 10 minutes or something, but that actually is. Where is 0002? Oh, weird. I didn't delete anything, actually. This is all just my straight raw videos. Okay, well, again, showing everyone raw coverage. We're doing a full breakdown. Here's my next little video. This showed in my main coverage. I'm trying to get a cool shot on my electric skateboard. I wanted it to whiz by the crowd and kind of like show their scale, but in like a smooth way that's kind of cinematic. Oh, but instead, this is before that shot. So here you go. More views, people honking, typically in solidarity is what this is. You can see this is a big crowd. This is genuinely a big crowd. I gotta stop clicking away. We are now gonna be on like 004 or something. Here we go. You know what I might do? I'm just gonna load all of these in order real quick. And we're gonna go through them like that. Let's start at 004 and we're gonna go until the last of those videos, which was taken at 0023. Yes, play them all. Okay, and now we'll just be able to skip through more easily. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, it's so shaky. This tinier camera, it doesn't smooth as well because the weight is so light that like any jitter will kind of move it. I really had to stabilize this in post really badly. I thought it was a cool shot. I don't know. I clearly need like a... What do I need? You can hear me say here's the thing that I don't talk about enough is I talk to myself the entire time I'm recording to give myself mental notes, to give myself audio cues for when I'm editing, to be like, hey, here's what's going on. And also just to like psych myself up because it's cold and holding a camera steady takes so much core strength. It's ridiculous. Oh, and the other thing is all of these shots weren't shot with an ND filter, meaning that the shutter speed of the camera as it records video is going to just change. I'm not going to get that consistent look that you kind of see in movies and TV. Things are going to look jittery on top of me being shaky. You can tell that the shutter speed is high here because these people's faces are crisp, even though I'm moving past them and shaking. It's a cool little shot. I like it. Next one. 005. Okay, I'm heading up to the top. I'm now at the kind of place where speakers gather on the west steps of the Denver Capitol building. And here we have Jeanette Viscara, who is behind this person here. That is Jeanette Viscara talking a little bit about her experience to the crowd. I showed that already. I mean, I've been in front of Jeanette dozens of times at this point. I'm always in front of her. I've spoken with her a couple of times now. I remember at the Geo Ice Detention Center, we were both trying to translate for the crowd to help speak to some people that were in detainment because my Spanish is just good enough. Not better than Johnny 5 of the Flowbots, who was also there helping translate. Definitely not better than Jeanette. But the crowd was like trying to communicate. I mean, Jeanette is an angel. She's a gem. She's gone through so much and she's just hasn't hurt anyone. She's just trying to exist. Every time she speaks, I'm grateful to even be around her. So there was Jeanette. Okay, you got to understand the crazy things I do. You see this like pillar here? You see all these pillars here? These are like metal sheaths on top of concrete pillars. I think these are like, I guess to prevent people from ramming the Capitol technically. They're like flat and polished and very slippery. I regularly, to get a good establishing shot to show you guys the scale of a protest, I will stand on top of these, even though it's super sketchy. I haven't fallen yet, but every time I do it, you have to, you know, like a muscle up is when you do a pull down and then you push yourself up. That's essentially how I have to get up on these things and then not fall while shooting with the camera. The shot was worth it. Look at the scale. Like it's so much better. Drones are so hard to deal with and like you can't, they're super risky. So to get a top down shot at the Capitol is so difficult. You can see I'm like bent as far as I can because if I shuffle my feet, I'm afraid I might fall off. I don't know if it's going to be caught in this frame. I love mentioning signs every now and again. My favorite sign that I saw the entire day, I actually didn't get a shot of because sometimes I like to do sign-only videos, and this was not one. The best sign I saw was that ICU nurses save people, ICE kills people, because, of course, Alex Preddy was a ICU nurse at the Veterans Affairs, right? He was a VA ICU nurse. That was the best sign I saw. ICU nurses save people, ICE kills people. Powerful. Best sign of the day, in my opinion. It's just poignant. Hey, am I going to get canceled if I tell everyone that I don't know much about who Greg Bovino is? Is he the head of ICE? Because I'm confusing his name with Dan Bongino right now. And, yeah, I guess I'm not the best. I'm not the best at getting all the info. I ended up not using this in the video because I thought like the fire siren just kind of sounded weird next to the protest. That's not me, that's someone else talking. I just kind of thought it was a weird sound to hear the siren and the protesters, so I ended up not putting this in the video. These are great signs, though. This is a really cute moment with these two people here. I love seeing that sort of thing. That's wonderful. But again, I was like, you know, I don't know, just the sound of the fire sirens kind of distressing. But it didn't have anything to do with the protest at the moment, so I didn't want people to misunderstand that. Okay, so am I on my skateboard? Yeah, I am. This is too smooth. So I'm on the skateboard. I'm coming up to the crowd. Oh my god. I tried to do this cool dolly shot where I come up to the crowd and then I whip around and I kind of keep on them with the camera, and it just looks terrible. This did not go well at all. Also, look at how screwed up this lens is. This is a really weird lens. It's like a pancake lens that's this thick, and like the glass element is like the size of like a pebble. So it looks bad. It looks retro, and it's got this bad purple vignette on it. But hey, you know what? I still like bad lenses. They're good. Okay, yeah, look, see, I'm trying to turn the camera as I turn backwards on my skateboard. It didn't happen. It just, that wasn't going to happen, so. All right, what next? Okay, I tried to roll up on everyone with my skateboard using it like a dolly. It's too shaky. I'm so dumb. Look at how shaky this is. This is so bad. I'm sure if I had my GoPro on, it would have looked way better. But I decided to do that instead. I just couldn't. I couldn't use the shot. It wasn't good enough. This is the first march getting ready to go. The route that they take is interesting. They kind of go by a courthouse and they snake through things throughout the day. Again, it's crazy thinking back to it's crazy thinking back to that lady bad jacketing me, journalist jacketing me. I don't know what to call it anymore. It's crazy to think back to that false allegation because, like, I'm not pointing it out, but I know, like, an inconceivable number of the people in the crowd right now, many by name, and many purposefully not by name. That's an interesting thing I do as my definition of a journalist, my definition of press, which apparently is much better than other people's. I think it's really important that if you're going to be like a journalist protester and you're supporting the protest, you're going to meet people, you're going to shake their hands, you're going to know their names. That's the whole point of meeting your neighbors. I'm all about that. And so I love talking to my neighbors and learning from them. But protesters are a target in this current fascist regime. They're a target. And if I know their names and I say their names at the wrong time, that's bad. So oftentimes I'll get to know people really well. Like, I'll know their stories, I'll know so much about them, but I'll purposely never learn their legal name. So that way I can never say it on camera. It's pretty cool. I think that's a really good idea of mine, and I like sticking to it. I can't mess up if I just don't know. So this is Denver Aurora Community. Is that DACAC? I didn't know DACAC showed up. Denver Aurora Community Action Committee. That might even be the person I spoke to last time, who is a face-out person. I'm so dumb. I didn't even talk to them. I spoke to them at the Geo Isochance Center protest. Oh, it might be it might be worth noting. But after that, not nice person bad jacketed me. I did try to wear my mask less throughout the rest of the day, but I swear on my life, if I get a respiratory infection, I'm gonna, because this person's a public figure, allegedly, as a true press person, I'm gonna find that person, I'm gonna email them and be like, here's my hospital bill for the respiratory infection I got, because you said I should be cold. Mean, not a fan. This shot was a bad choice. Do you know why it was a bad choice? This shot was a bad choice because I had to hold the camera still the entire time. And it's not comfortable. This is 4 minutes of me, like, doing, like, it's almost like doing a plank standing up. You're just holding all of your muscles steady and moving at the same time. Like, you're both trying to lock yourself down and be flexible. It's hard. This is why I should use... And so I didn't take a tripod this day. I went lightweight on purpose so I could run around on my skateboard instead. I think I did I increased the speed of this. Like, I made it like 500% faster or something in the published video that is in the description down below, of course. The video that we're referencing. You can see Colorado Cap there. Colorado Captain America. Love seeing him. I think he's with someone. I guess that might be his partner or something. That is cute. That is adorable. I could swear he was holding hands with that person at some point. But maybe it's not, and I'm wrong. But if it is, that's adorable, and I love that. God, I love that guy. Colorado Cap is an incredible man. I mean, he's just actually a superhero. Like, those people exist. Okay, I didn't mention it. While I was recording this shot, a guy came up behind me, just like this woman earlier, and like whispered into my ear. And he was just like, you better be real press. You know what? I'm not even angry at that guy because like, I'm not, but yeah, I am. I'm good. I'm not worried about that. That's fine. There's no allegation. It's just doubt. And I'm like, that's okay. I know I'm real press. I'm not worried about it, man. That's not even bad jacketing. That's just casting doubt on a person to person. I actually am like 10 times more accepting of that. Where it's just like, hey man, you're kind of sketchy. Can I know who you work for? And then I tell them, and it's like this great thing. Listen, you guys know the classic for me. I like to always record a full-length shot of a march to tell. So just as a scientist, as an educator, as a journalist, we need data on this stuff. Someone needs to document objective reality. And this is objective reality. This is like a bajillion people. I don't know how many. You could count if you wanted to. That's the beauty of the video, right? I think it was about 2,000 people. This march was about 2,000 people, I think. Yeah. I mean, we've got all kinds of people here. You know, I'm choosing whether or not to get the Capitol in the shot versus focus on the protesters. I never really know. I'm not too consistent with that. You know, I do feel like this most recent video, I didn't give you enough audio of people's chants. Turn this down on my own ears. The footage isn't just gray. It was actually gray. It was overcast and cold as heck the entire day. I bet if I comb back through this footage, I can find the lady who bad jacketed me. It's not worth it. I just live, move on, let it happen. It's just that hypervigilance among the leftists, among the left and the progressives and the revolutionaries. You know what? I argue, honestly, the like revolutionary people, the anarchists, the communists, the socialists, the people who are in activist groups, they're actually less hypervigilant because they know what bad jacketing is and they've actually studied it. Right? They understand it. It's more just kind of like generic liberal progressive people. You know, you look at me and I look like the type of dude that might be in ICE. I get that. Then again, my Panamanian wife says that apparently, you know, half of ICE is Hispanic dudes, which is a real disappointment. But, you know, the other half is all Aryan, you know, those kinds of guys, right? That would use that word as like a good term and not like a disgusting one. It's going to be blonde hair, blue eyed, white supremacists in ICE. And I get that I have the visage. I get it. But like, do I need to start dressing in a rainbow or something? Or like give people a card that says I'm non-binary? Like, what do I do to let people know? It doesn't matter. This is a good march. It's a large turnout, and we genuinely have to think. It's in the description for the main video that is in the description of this live stream. There was only so much time to prepare this protest, and obviously you could say that some of the energy for it was from Renee Good's execution. But just, you know, I believe 1 or 2 days ago is when. No, it was yesterday, wasn't it? I'm not sure. I apologize for not being sure. When Alex Preddy was executed by the government, you know, that was a day or two ago when this is happening, and that is obviously part of what built the momentum and the engagement. This is again a decentralized emergency protest. There wasn't a. So here's me. By the way, there's my balaclava. Here's the goggles. Okay, I guess I didn't realize that these goggles aren't see-through. I did not realize that at all. And I guess, hey, my helmet must look kind of coppy because I wear, it doesn't work anymore because I got it wet, but this is a helmet that has a 1080p loop recording camera in the top of it. When I was on my bike, that's what I would wear so that way if I finally got hit by a car while trying to be a cyclist in Denver, I would have video proof that they hit me and at least I could get my hospital bills covered. Okay, I get it. I get whether I get it. My mask was up too. So like I must have looked, it's weird. Like I must have looked like I was in black bloc like all the other black bloc people, except I had press on me. Does she hate black bloc anarchist types? Man, I'm so tired of liberals. I'm so tired. No. Liberal fatigue. Let it go. This is me crashing out in the moment. Yes, I am angry and sad.
here's some interesting context that I'm about to show you. You guys know my face. I've been face out the whole time. It's like 10 degrees out here, and I'm immunocompromised, so I have a tendency to wear something to keep my nose and my mucosal membranes from getting
Biology teacher up in here. I just know what causes you getting sick. It's when your mucosal membranes dry out.
too cold, because then I'll get an infection, right? So I've had my mask up while I'm riding on
As I'm using my
my
inhaler on
skateboard,
screen.
of course, because it allows me to not have to have an asthma attack while running after the crowd. This lady that I'm going to show you in a second.
It's the one I showed you earlier. I was thinking of editing this. I'm not going to. I'm not publishing this as a main video. I left this in fighting. We don't need any more of it. I'm just going to complain about it here.
Tried to say that I wasn't real pressed because I'm covering my face because it's cold outside. And then as we're doing that, 3 people who know my
I still think that was karma. Like, I don't believe in a higher power, but that was karma. That someone just showed up and was like, oh, hey, legal name, journalist I know.
during the 1960s, the FBI.
Okay, yeah. Let me teach you. I'll let this person teach you about bad jacketing.
I've worked with these groups before, and yet that just happened. I've taught you guys before. During the 1960s, the FBI kind of invented this strategy called bad jacketing, where you try to doubt other people's credentials to sow discord and distrust within a movement. Don't do it on accident, and of course, don't do it on purpose. Do not falsely allege things of your comrades. It does not help.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It like literally murders solidarity. There are only 2 things that kill solidarity in milliseconds. Purity politics, where everyone insists on being morally superior than each other, or casting doubt that someone is a narc or a fed or a snitch. You want to kill a movement? You want to infiltrate like a right-wing white supremacist group? What you do is you look like me, you buzz your hair, you get into it, and you start tricking people into thinking that someone is secretly a leftist or something. They'll just go insane. They'll just completely fall apart. The issue is leftists have become so hyper-vigilant in recent years due to the issue of real people. No way, the Denver protests YouTube channel? There's no way. Can I go to the channel? There's no way. That's like the Denver protest channel, is it? When did we get a YouTube channel? Am I tripping? I guess this is a channel that covers Denver protests, not the Denver protests subreddit, right? I don't know. What's up? Nice to see you. Hi. I'm still covering stuff and complaining when I really shouldn't be. All right, what else do we got here? Shots. Okay, this is catching the front of the... It's your channel. Okay, it's like your own thing. Okay, cool. Welcome. What's up? I'm just going over pretty much every clip I got today. You know what the nice thing is about today? I obviously should have like spoiled this at the beginning. There were, from what I could, there were no arrests by police in front of me, and there was no destruction of property. Not that I'm saying that that's an unacceptable thing. There was no burning of things. There was no like fighting or whatever. None of that happened today. Again, that's not me saying that those things are bad and shouldn't happen. But that is what happened. Those things did not happen today. And so the consequence is I don't have to worry about anyone's faces today because I know no one did anything that I would worry about them getting arrested for or in trouble for. Because yes, indeed, if I saw a comrade do something that is technically slightly not entirely illegal, I would absolutely conceal that thing. Why? Because we have rapists and pedophiles running the federal government, bro. Laws don't fucking matter. What, are you kidding me? Like, well, I saw a person knock over a trash can, and that's destruction of public property. Dude, shut up. You have a rapist for a president. I don't care. So there you go, feds. I'm not going to rat out my protesters unnecessarily. So no, from what I know, no one did anything that could really get them in trouble today. So I'm not even being picky about whose faces I do or don't show. And of course, I practiced my normal OPSEC, which is like, hey, I'm going to try not to like focus on the faces of children or like focus into the eyes of people who are already masked. Like, I'm not going to do that. My body cam will catch everything, but when I'm able to point the camera with something other than my shoulders, you know, I'll always try to do that, right? Like this person here's got a mask up and a hat on. Like I'm not going to like zoom into their eyes and like their beauty marks. So no, I'm not going to do that and screw them over. There's no point. I regret that this shot was so low. I'm using like a little tiny GoPro tripod for this shot. So I did technically have a tripod on me. It was just 5 inches tall. Oh, that's rough. We had too many banners to fit. I'm not sure what they would do to deal with having too many banners, because you want one at the front, right? Maybe you could do one at the back. Not that I think a banner is completely useless. It's just when there are multiple, and it kind of ends up, the rear ones end up covered. That is Denver Aurora Community Action Committee. That's DACAC. Okay, so DACAC is here. I didn't mention that in the video description for this video. Whose poster is this? Denver United Against Trump. Oh, that is an organization. That's like a newish organization, I think. Man, I'm so sorry if it isn't a newest organization. I just haven't heard much of them recently. We are now passing some sort of court building. I'm not sure if it's a federal court building or a state court building, but I am on the steps, and I think I am not standing somewhere that I'm supposed to be. But I mean, look at this. You get such an understanding of the density of people with this kind of shot. You can genuinely just see, like, oh, it's not just like a line in front of me. There's like a lot of people here. Also, I mean, come on. Look at the cape flowing in the wind. I mean, come on, that's pretty sick. You can't deny that. All right, and then I tell that person, I'm cold. So
I'm so cold.
You're going to notice me bitching for the rest of the day. Well, looks big. I wasn't able to attend this one, sadly. Yeah, I've never been great at crowd counts. But I will say, after a couple of years of doing this all the time in Denver, downtown, and the Capitol, I think I'm pretty good at understanding what 1,000 looks like. This is like 2,000 people. You can just do the math, right? Like just here in this little ball, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If this spot right here is 10, then good God, it's probably 2,000 people, because that would mean about this half is 1,000 and the back half is another 1,000. Giant turnout. Regarding, again, what Denver Protest just said, addressing you, I almost didn't come today because yesterday I wasn't feeling good. I have like chronic illnesses and shit, which is something I was complaining about earlier. The reason I had to wear a mask today is so I didn't get sick. Not from other people, but so I didn't get cold. It was a balaclava. One of my other chronic illnesses was not good yesterday. I woke up the morning. I'll try not to do too much TMI, but I woke up in the morning on Saturday, and I do believe that yesterday is when Alex Preddy was executed. I woke up and I felt sick to my stomach. One of my issues is with my stomach. And then I got the news, and that almost felt like prophetic. Like I just woke up not feeling good. I just felt I wasn't feeling good in general. But yeah, I was sick to my stomach literally yesterday morning, and the news only made that worse, didn't it? But I recovered, and I did get to come today, so I forced it. I am tired, though. I'm exhausted right now. As I stream this, I'm exhausted. You know what? I gotta say, and this is no disrespect to the person with the fuck Trump flag. Sometimes those colors kind of like get me. And I'm like, oh, fuck, is that a pro-Trump flag? Oh, never mind. Okay, and then I have to read. I have to like be literate. Being literate is hard, okay? I'm not like the smartest person. U.S. kills citizens for open what? For open carry. Ooh.
I think this is over.
Okay, and now I'm on the government building, which it has like a little flat area, and I'm on my skateboard, and I'm turning the camera this way while rolling this way on the skateboard, and I tried to get a cool shot. It's too shaky, dang it. Also, again, I didn't see like any confrontations all day. Not with like people on the tram. Like I just didn't see any. Hey, listen, like regardless of whether or not you think peaceful protests are truly like the way to go, we know my position on that is that they are not necessarily the ultimate way to go. Regardless of how you feel on that, the facts are that this was a really peaceful protest, given the fact that they just executed a dude for having I don't even think he was open carrying. It was under his belt when I saw them take it from him. He was concealed carrying, which is legal everywhere, actually, except for on like federal property, if I recall, and state property and like stuff like that, hospitals. But you know, the guy was just out in the street. Alex Preddy was. They killed him for having a firearm. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that. Look at this. This is a dense amount of people. You know, this is an okay shot. Yeah, and I saw another skateboard. I was chatting with them later. We're going to see as the day goes on, I just get chattier because I'm freezing and I'm trying to like distract myself. And again, maybe I'm not reflecting this well, and maybe I need to do this disclosure every time. You're going to notice that like while I document protests, I'm surprisingly emotionally detached from the topic of the protests. And the reason that I'm that way is because I am literally dumping every ounce of energy I have into getting good shots and documenting what is in front of me. Same country that defends gun laws to the end, by the way. Yes. I happen to recall there's a lot of good like dudes named Charles in the world. Charles Darwin, Chucky of Chuck E. Cheese. There's a lot of good Charles in the world. The worst Charles, being Mr. Kirk, is the guy that was just like, I think it's a necessary trade-off that there are some gun deaths every year in order for people to retain their gun rights, to then die by gun. Listen, America's not, it's like it's a joke. It's like the Onion. It's like the Onion for real. It's like it's Gattaca, and Gattaca being like it's an AI, it's like the Matrix, it's like Gattaca, and it's also like Idiocracy all combined at the exact same time. Except make all those people your president and his sympathizers. It's ridiculous stuff. Happy to still see Palestinian flags, by the way. Just, I'm on that, so I like seeing that even now. And I'm currently about to fall, so. All right, where are we at now? We're near some tram tracks. Again, I'm trying to like do a whip where I get close on everybody and then like turn. But again, look at how shaky this video is. I think it's, there's an obvious reason. Yeah, that was indeed very hard me. I tried to stop a car from hitting people because they didn't really see what they were coming into. So I was telling someone, I'd rather me get hit than them because I'm just recording. I get that that's important, but... What's going on? Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I don't even know if this made it into the main video, even though it's like clearly one of the better shots. I don't know if this made it in because I just didn't shut up the entire time. I think I was still kind of just bothered about being bad-jacketed by a journalist earlier. So I saw another journalist. What's up, man? I wasn't feeling great, and like, it's nice to joke around with a buddy and a comrade and like know a neighbor and meet a person and be around humans. It makes me feel better. And so while I was recording this shot, I just kind of chatted with this new friend the whole time. I apologize. So I didn't know what to do with the audio because it's just me chatting with him the whole time. Here, I'll turn it down so that way I don't reveal too much of what he spoke to me about. I don't know if it's confidential or not, which is why I'm going to turn it down. Yeah, here's the entire thing. Increase the playback a whole bunch. It's a big march. This is, by the way, we are like a football field from the Capitol. This is the end of the march, which means almost everyone held on and didn't leave or split off. They stayed. Okay. I'm still just chatting with the other photographer. Hey, Disc Golf, what is good? Yay! I'm so happy. What's good, Disc Golf? Wow, you know what? I didn't even scrub through my own shots enough. This is a pretty shot. Damn, this is actually pretty. Is that Karl Marx? In a list of all the Karls in the world, he's probably one of the better ones. Carl Sagan? They're spelled different. Karl Marx? There's lots of Marx in the world. Wow, look at this. The interesting thing here is that the shutter speed is being chosen automatically by the camera, so I literally don't know what it is. I think maybe I need to start shooting at a higher shutter speed because these shots look so good with less motion blur. This looks nice because you can stop on any sign and read it. Like, look at this. Born to dilly-dally, forced to fight fascists. That's peak. History is repeating it. What are you doing? Again, everyone should check out my video about Renee Good and Christopher Cedar. History is repeating itself, not a little bit, but a lot. The story of Christopher Cedar. In the year of 1770, I believe on February 22nd, 3 weeks before the Boston Massacre that triggered the American Revolution, a British customs officer killed a young 11-year-old boy named Christopher Cedar. That killing caused a large amount of protest energy in Boston, where people were defending the fact that the people were fighting against the fact that Britain, the tyrants, killed this kid, which then escalated into the Boston Massacre, which was protesters fighting back against the tyrants. And that triggered the entire American Revolution. History is repeating itself. What are you doing to stop it? I swear to God I'm trying by teaching people these stories. I swear to God I'm trying. The government is murdering U.S. citizens. It is indeed. Jews against ICE, very interesting. I spoke with Jewish Voices for Peace, JVP, a representative of theirs once, and there are people of all ethnicities and all religions that stand against tyranny everywhere. Here, abroad, doesn't matter. There's always going to be someone who interpreted their holy texts and their traditions to mean that freedom, liberation are good things. No step on snake. Very classic. Chingala migra. Wow, someone just walked really close to the camera to do that. I did not expect that. They blame immigrants, so you won't blame billionaires. Maybe I need to start shooting in higher frame rates. This looks so good like this. There's less motion blur and it looks jittery to the eye, but the signs look wonderful. Oh, someone waved hi to the camera and I totally didn't notice. Oh, hi, stranger. Okay. From Gaza, Venezuela, and U.S. imperialism. Itty bitty cock energy, hell yeah. SP. Democracy needs your courage, rage. Oh, this is in a nice way, this is like a good high school art project. I mean that in a nice way. I really genuinely do. It doesn't look fantastic in the freeze frames. You're right. It kind of looks weird because they're too not movie. It looks like because if I were a photographer, which I was and am, I just don't do it anymore. I would want some motion blur on this shot to convey to the audience that this is moving, that there's movement in this image. But this is, with the high shutter speed, every time I freeze frame, it does look like everyone is frozen, which is narratively not great given the whole ICE situation. No human is illegal. 8647. I can't remember if there was an executive order that made that hate speech or something, or a threat. You're gonna have to shoot us all. Damn, man, look at this dude. I trust this guy. This guy seems badass. I like the way this dude looks. With that on too. Some people I just think are good. Colorado stands with Minnesota. Love thy neighbor. No ICE, no Trump. Some of these have very little. The text is tiny, and you would, it's an interesting, almost metaphysical conversation that some protest signs are going to be seen by other people, but if you write too small, they're only going to be seen by people that are already with you. Unless you consider the reality that we live in an era of social media and connectedness. So I guess I could have recorded these closelier and then shared that with you so that way you didn't have to stand next to them. But I guess there's some considerations in that. To do a few words to convey a general message to people that aren't maybe part of the movement and maybe get them in, or to convey a message to your comrades to build solidarity by writing something smaller that really has to be seen by someone who's near you. I hadn't thought about that. I could probably publish a piece on that. That's a really interesting line of logic. This is what kind of weapon is this? A alto saxophone? What's an alto? I don't know anything about music. Even though I published a music album, I don't know about music. Whoa. You see this one here? Renee Good 1, Alex Preddy 2, number 3. Whoa. That one is good. That's a really good balance of impact and also legibility. Because guess what my brain filled in for number 3? Me, bro. And I feel like if a stranger read that and knew these names, they'd be like, oh, 3 is me. It's me next. It's us next. It's all of us next. Wow, that is a great sign. National nurses strike. I did see nurses walked out in Minneapolis. I saw that, what is it called? Minneapolis did essentially a general strike. And guys, this shit is stressing me out. Can I just talk for a second about why this is stressing me out in a good way, I guess? The last time America had a revolution, a customs officer shot a kid and caused protests in Boston. The last time that we had a significant change in labor law in America was during the Haymarket affair in Chicago, Illinois, when there was a general strike. The general strike is what triggered this whole thing where the government, the U.S. government, the one that we live under, 100 something years ago, they executed a bunch of people for fighting back against police who had been fighting protesters who were protesting for a 40-hour work week. And the thing that pushed the police over the edge was something called a general strike, where everyone stops working, withholds their labor, and says, fuck you, we're not going to spend, we're not going to work, we're not going to do anything. We're going to last for as long as we can with each other until we see change. We're going to crash all of this and withhold our labor. That was the last time we had very significant change to our labor laws in this country. In my opinion, the most significant. And guess what? The last time we had a revolution was when an 11-year-old kid, someone got shot, a strange innocent person, got shot by a customs officer, causing a bunch of protests. So seeing these two things at the same time, the rise of general strikes, based, and not based, is the killing of innocent people causing protests, based, leading to escalation, which then, in American history in the 1770s, it was John Adam especially who wrote about the Boston Massacre and what was going on at the time and the tyranny of the British to get a million Americans. They were colonists. They were 100% colonists. Keep that in mind. To get a bunch of those colonists to be like, yeah, fuck tyranny, as they own slaves, I guess. America's just a big contradiction. It doesn't make sense. But history, it doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Time is a flat circle, as they say. Real police don't wear masks. Again, I get it. I need to be like, okay, it's just, we're all cold. This is a different context of wear masks. I don't wear a mask to hide my identity. I wear a mask because I'm cold. There's a bunch of people here wearing masks, but these are not journalists, so I don't know. We live in a weird meta right now where masks were bad during COVID to some people. Masks were good during COVID to other people. Black Bloc has a long history of people rightfully protecting their identity from oppression by the government for protesting and being more disruptive. And then also it's just cold out. Masks are going to be like a motif for the rest of human history, I guess. I think I made a video, right? The Line Thinks a Lot About Meteors, that video. I think I mentioned it where I think accelerationism is like the Green Goblin mask from Spider-Man, specifically the Raimi films, where the mask is constantly talking to Norman Osborn and it's whispering in his ear, right? It's like an addiction. I think accelerationism is that too. The escalation towards violence it's like an American addiction. It's like a mask that whispers in your ear because it's our history. Even if they don't teach you it, it's still true. It happened. Okay, let's look at some more of these and then we'll get going to some of my worn body cam videos. It was a good choice to pull out the little baby tripod. I had a 6-inch tripod to get the shot. Okay, guys, I didn't put this in the main video because I actually don't know what's going on. I hate to be such an American and such a domestic journalist to not be knowing enough about foreign policy. If I recall correctly, these people are representing Kurdistan or Kurdish people, which has something to do with Turkey, where Greece was, I think. Guys, I'm so sorry. I just don't know foreign policy. I know enough about Palestine. I don't know every single struggle in the world. I'll let them speak now, huh? I didn't put it in the video last time. Kurdish people? The Turks are killing them. I don't know what's going on, so I didn't want to publish it because I literally don't know. Can't know everything. Yeah, I don't know what the relationship between Turkey and Kurdish people is. What the fuck? I didn't know that. I'm 20. I am not that old yet. I can get older and learn things. The issue is my degree is in science. It's not in history, even though I have a channel about politics, political theory, and protesting and activism.
We have the right to be free, to speak our language, and we are not going to be sacrificed because of the colonialism of the Turks or the Arabs. The only thing that we want is our language, our land, our freedom.
Our land, our freedom.
Today, we're asking our American friends to be our friends, not defending us.
See, here's the thing, going in blind, I don't know if the people in front of me are actually nationalists that want to take back some land and something, or if these people are more like Palestinians and they have been somewhere and they've been displaced and therefore they want the place that they lost back, or if this is some sort of race ethnicity relations tension thing where they're kind of nationalists that want to take back. It's so hard to tell. Liberation for everyone. How about that, huh? You know how we're going to get, guys? I'm such an anarchist. You know how we're going to get liberation for everyone? By abolishing governments. Like, by moving away from the existence of states. By establishing communities and systems of communities that are not dependent on power and hierarchy. Sorry, I'm anarchist pilled. I don't know what to tell you. Like, but I wish liberation for all these people. I hope they get liberation. I hope that can be done in a way that doesn't cause excess harm. Though I have no right to say that, given that we live in America and that's not happening right now. True story, word. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I know I'm not that insane because I have people telling me I'm less insane than I
Be
think
with
I am.
us. Like everybody else, we do have the rights to live free and speak free. The only thing we want is our land, and stop killing kids, and stop killing women, and stop killing Kurds. That's the only thing we want as today. Bishir Kurdistan, long live Kurdistan. Bishir Rojava, long live Rojava.
Okay, I wanted to get this, of course. It looks like they had some children lie down and maybe sort of visually represent bodies of children that I imagine must have been killed in this. It's funny because I'm in a different Discord server, and I did see someone mention Rojava and Kurdistan and Turkey, and I saw someone mention it. I just didn't read it first. These guys, by the way, I'm so confused because on the Denver Capitol building event calendar for protests, that's where people put in permits to be like, hey, we're going to need electricity, or, you know, we need traffic to be directed. They can put in a permit through the city. I've done it once before as a joke to learn how easy the process is. It is concerningly easy to get a permit. Today on the calendar, it said there was like a Freedom for Iran protest, but Kurdistan doesn't have anything to do with Iran, right? These guys just came out on their own, I guess. I'm you know what? Leave this to Hassan or something. I don't know, man. I'll talk about like unions and steel workers, and Hassan can take care of that. I'm not that smart. Oh, dang it! The people here that's looking back at the camera, they're younger, I think. I don't know if they're kids. I don't really like showing kids' face unless they. I think they're adults, clearly. These two people were very, very. There was one that was pro-anarchy before in March. Oh, really? What in the good googly moogly? Huh. Wow. Okay. Back to the shot. Chronologically, we are now done with the first big march, and now I hope I can use really good language for this. You know, a protest is a diverse group of people united by a variety of different things, and everyone has different boundaries. Everyone has different goals, things that they want to achieve through their protesting. There are, of course, the what media tells you about Martin Luther King Jr., which is not true, but let's just call it the neoliberal approach, which is show up, get attention, and hope that sways voters. And then there's sort of the liberation types, people who are like, I'm going to show up, I'm going to demand attention, I'm going to do things that historically people maybe aren't approving of because of how our history has been rewritten so badly. And we're going to be disruptive. We're not just going to ask for attention, we're going to go get it by being disruptive. The ultimate thing is, though, this group that is now gearing up for their march, not that they're separate groups, dude. It's just like, this is how it is. This separate group is gearing up to just go at it and not, you know, go out and march and do their own thing and not cooperate with the police as much. And their goal, from what I understood at the time, was to go to Mile High Stadium and maybe interact with the Broncos fans watching the game at the time. So we're now in March Part 2. I love this group as well. I literally on camera at some point, I'm like, yeah, these are my people. Like, this is where if I weren't journalist at the moment, guess who I'd be walking with? These guys. That's just me. I didn't get a lot of this, but this is someone who's doing some kind of leading. There's a difference between leading and organizing. This person doesn't have any authority over anyone. They've just stepped up, and they're doing a safety briefing beforehand, talking about the risks, talking about the risk of police violence, talking about the route, and getting everyone prepped ahead of time. Very good behavior, in my opinion. I love this. Okay, wait.
now. I don't need a lot of energy. I want you guys to take maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, again, I'd say this person is a comrade that organizes and maybe not a leader, but the leadership on display here is cool. Very cool. Hey, what is this shot? Where am I now? Oh, my back at 004? Okay, at this point, we are now done with all of my, we are now done with all the main high-quality camera videos. And we're going to move on to all of my GoPro videos. So my GoPro mostly just got stuff that was just kind of like happening as it happened. And let's make sure that I can do this in order. So it gets snowier. Yes, okay, so this is going to be in chronological order as well. So now we are back to the beginning of the protest. I ended up not using my main camera, which is also not my main camera in this day. This is now my GoPro. It also records in chronological order. We're going to go in chronological order, but it gets way more of the later part of the day because I got tired. I got tired of carrying my camera. The other one, and I was just gonna let the body cam roll instead. It's a GoPro, it's not a body cam, but same diff, you know. I wanted to get a shot of like the central organizing area while speeches were going down to kind of like, I don't know, capture the vibe. Oh, I accidentally have everything playing too fast right now. Here we go. It looks choppy. Man, I don't know how I feel about GoPro shots in general, but they're good for documenting things. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to give you a view of, you know, what it's like to walk around through this as if you were there. I think that's the value of these types of shots. Oh, look at this. This is actually nicer than I thought. And then facing out this way towards the road. Again, so I need to advise, the GoPro shots are just going to have a fuck ton of me yapping with people I know and people I don't know. Because guess what? I like talking to my neighbors, man. I think it's literally, I mean it, I think talking to your neighbors is revolutionary. I actually think it can change the world. I think with the culture we live in America, knowing your neighbors can actually like change the world. and how do you do that? You talk this shit with them. And so there's a lot of that in these videos. Especially because with the GoPro, I just kind of let it roll and I don't really think about what I'm getting. And so that's when I forget, like, oh, what am I talking about right now? She's got a speaker on that's blaring fuck Donald Trump. This is like, she has like white hair. This is like an older lady. What a vibe. Okay, next shot. So this, again, was earlier in the day. This is just a walk through. I like to get these shots occasionally. I'll walk through the signs down by the street. The lady was dope. Yeah, she seemed pretty sick to me. I liked her. Very cool. I ended up riding alongside the person that likely owns this bike for a long time throughout that day. Okay, is this? That isn't FRS. Oh, what is these letters here? RCAS? Revolutionary Communists? Maybe? Am I going crazy? Also, I'm so sorry about this shot. There's an old lady right here who's trying to get by, and I'm carrying a skateboard and a big backpack, and I stopped to kind of let her go through, and I did not mean to get someone's butt. I genuinely apologize for that, and it's in the main video too. I did not mean this. Because this old lady over here, she's trying to get through, and I kind of had to wait for her. I didn't want to hit her with my stuff. The virtues of recording stuff. Okay, and then this is me climbing up the pole, which I did show the shot of earlier. Here's the GoPro. This is Inception, right? Oh, let's look at this process. Okay, here's me climbing up. This is a feat. This is an incredible feat of strength, frankly.
Alright, let's see if I fall.
Okay, so I'm sitting on it, and then I find a way to... I don't know how I do this Spider-Man shit. Oh, yeah, the metal on this was wiggling on top of the concrete, and I had to, like, adjust my feet to not fall off.
I like that, but okay.
Guys, I know it's so main character syndrome for me to talk to myself so much, but guys, I'm just autistic. I've done this since I was a child. I self-narrate. I don't know. I'm weird. And I know that I'm rolling, so I like to kind of, like... you know, give some commentary for... I'm kind of talking to the audience, too. Bro is pillaring. Freaking Pillar Man from JoJo. Yeah, I was recording on my A5000 all day. It's like a decade-old camera. It's totally fine, though. Totally acceptable. So is my GoPro. It's like a GoPro Hero 5, I think. You literally see the amount of muscle brain connection. Yeah, it helps me think. I like hearing you say that. Rosnive. Resnive. I'm going to keep saying it wrong. It's like I'm teaching again. I'm saying my students' names wrong on purpose. Yeah, I don't know. Talking to myself genuinely helps me talk myself through choices and moments to kind of like think more clearly. It's just, this shot is so hard. Like my feet are together. I'm on this crazy pillar and I'm like trying to be smooth. There's the amount of like musculature it requires of my upper body to like perfectly pan. Like it's so hard. This lens has no stabilization. This camera has no stabilization. So that's what GoPros are for. They auto stabilize. They really make a difference. Look at this smooth pan. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at that. Oh, it just drains me. I'm just like physically exhausted from doing that. Okay. Alright, I showed this at the beginning. I'm not going to show it again. This is the lady who was being mean to me. The person who was being mean to me. I'm going to skip it because whatever. It's just me talking to some other people and bitching. And I don't want to show them too much or do that. So we'll go on to the rest of the GoPro videos for the day. Where does this end? Okay, so at this point, I'm tired. Like, that's just how it is. I'm just very, very tired. Okay, here we go. All right, this is just after that lady yelled at me. My feelings are probably hurt. And, oh, you know, I could have included this in the video. I like this shot. This is nice. It kind of shows you what it's like to be in the crowd. But the issue is I just don't shut the fuck up. Ugh. So I ended up ruining it. Oh, we're on 16 still. Oh, yeah. Again, the skateboard.
Oh, the wrong.
Again, I'm talking to myself through the directions. Being able to like hop on the skateboard and just get around and get ahead of the protest, immaculate. It makes life so good. I'll start live streaming one day. I swear. I'll do it. I will do it at some point.
Well, thank you for live streaming. I appreciate it. What the hell was that noise?
Oh yeah, there was a really weird loud boom right then. Like as I said that to that person, I was like, "What the hell is that noise?" There was a weird noise. It did. I don't think the camera got it for nothing, but I was like, "Oh shit! Like, what is that noise?" You know, just with the way cops are. That's me meeting that person and asking for their sort of like code name, essentially. So I never say their real name in real life. That's really important to me to not say people's real names by accident, and instead just say, "Here's your protest name. Here's your activist name." All right, here's that shot again. You know, it's not that unstable of a shot. Talking to some other people. Here we go. All right, and I really can't tell when the march is going to turn sometimes. I really didn't know where they were going right now. So I just sat in this like triangle median. So again, we are now still in the first march of the day. I haven't even shown you really any of the second march yet. That's going to be all GoPro shots. That man is greenish yellow. You know, the colors on this camera are not... They're not consistent. They're not great. Also, look, all the blacks, the shadows, they're all clipped. They're all too dark. I'm bothered by that. It should overexpose, not under. There's Colorado Cap. Yeah, I think he's holding hands with that person. I think maybe that's a partner or something. I don't know. It's cute. Good stuff. Oh, heck yeah, they're holding hands. That's adorable. That's adorable. Is that Peggy? That's his Peggy. Yeah, I was like, they had a car leading. I was like, how are they going to turn this?
Hey guys, I'm gonna be real.
Okay. All right. Heading back now. We were heading back.
It's a moment. Let me tell you.
Me trying not to die on this skateboard. I come. Hopefully they don't send ice to Denver, but I think they will. Yeah, absolutely. They're. You know what though? I gotta stop trying to be like certain about things. I thought we would have a revolution after Renee got shot, and apparently having Alex Preddy getting shot also didn't trigger it the following day. I gotta stop guessing things because I'm just wrong every time. But yeah, I think they're totally going to send ICE to Denver. Good God, they're totally going to do it. Here's my issue. And guys, I'm going to go big screen for a second here. Here's like a genuine thing. 1/3 of people in Colorado own a gun. I checked up this number. I didn't do multiple resources. I only did one. I just Googled it real quick a while ago, and it told me that about 1/3 of adults in Colorado own a gun. If ICE comes here, I mean, it's Jover. They're fucked. I'm just saying, they're fucked. Every second person they pass by will have a gun on them because it's Colorado. Colorado's weirdly libertarian in that way, right? Try it, big boys. Come on, come to Denver. Fuck around and find out. You want to start a second revolution? Go for it. I know that that's bullish and that's bad, and I shouldn't be supporting escalation, but they're the ones with guns, huh? They're the ones that arrest people and kidnap people. They're the ones that brandish them and murder people. We fucking don't, huh? All the CCWs and all the concealed carry warrant owners and throughout the city of Denver and Colorado more broadly and all the firearm owners, guess what? You're not hearing too many stories about these legal gun owners doing this shit. So like, hey, I don't know, ICE. You're the ones that kill people. You're the ones that literally practically pillage and like Mongolian ass, like show up to town, steal the women, kill people type shit. They're the ones doing that. Every second person they walk by on the street is going to own a gun. Okay, let's see how that goes. Logical conclusions, guys, right? You put ice out in the sun, it's going to melt. That's just math.
There's a lot of stuff
It's
going
physics.
on right now. What is this?
Okay, I didn't realize the first march left kind of early, honestly, for the protest starting at noon. And now what I'm watching is a bunch of people that were at the Capitol still who maybe showed up later or couldn't go initially. They are now merging with the march. And the march, I think it keeps going. And I'm just very confused. I meet another person with an electric skateboard. I talk to them. I don't want to like dox them by showing their face because I don't know. They kind of was already covering it. I didn't want to screw them over. But I spoke to some other nerd on a... Is that a Charizard? Wait a minute. How did we... Is that Charizard? My guy, is that a... Well, he doesn't have wings. That's a Charmander. Definitely not a Charmeleon. That's a Charmander, my guys. Sorry. Oh, I love doing these debriefs because I get to just relive. I get to live through what I didn't get to experience by being so focused on recording. Now I get to like kind of feel like I was there, even though I was there. But now I get to feel like I'm there as a protester, and it's so nice. Charmander is a good choice. Where are we? Okay. Oh yeah, I saw. Oh shit, no, I'm just gonna ignore that. I didn't see shit. I'm not gonna say anything. Moving on. Well, I caught myself. Good job, me. Good job, me. Okay, yeah. I didn't see any of what you were talking about. Oh yeah. Again, I'm not smart enough to go back with you. I didn't get to see anything. Yeah. When we have actual like responsibilities to do aside from organizing and documenting the protests, we just didn't get to. I'm with you. I didn't get to see it. Yeah, okay. Here, I didn't put this in the main video, but I kept while recording purposely stopping and facing my camera and chest to like give you a shot. But the thing about these wide angle shots is this just doesn't really look very good. They look very far away, but they're actually like maybe 20 feet from me. The wide angle just kind of ruins it. Okay. This cop, I've seen him like a million times. He's like the Capitol cop. Like I see him all the time. He's also like 6'2". Yeah, it's so interesting. Like knowing cop. I don't know him personally at all. I don't even know his name, but I've just seen him a million times. And I know how his conduct is immeasurably different from what I think of as most cops. And yet he is still a cop. I'm too forgiving. I let DPD consciously kidnapped my wife and detained her while I was documenting a protest. And yet here I am being like, well, this guy's not the worst. It's my inner scientist and journalist that's just like, well, everything is complicated. I don't know. this guy hasn't been a dick to me. Does that mean he's never been asked to do terrible things and said he was following orders? No, he probably has. ACAB. Yes, ACAB. I don't know what to say. Like,
When the government kills a person
ACAB.
without a trial or
Okay, let's tell you this lady. I like her sign because
I use
she's obviously, face out and whatnot. She called it an execution, but I almost blocked off this photographer. I'm so sorry.
sorry. I agree with the language executed. That's what I use in my coverage.
Yes.
When the government kills a person without a trial or a jury, that's an execution. All over again.
Arguably, it was worse than an execution because most death penalties in the United States require, of course, a trial and jury. I think of an execution, it was like guillotining. It's like guillotining, except Alex Preddy was the normal man and not a billionaire. It was reverse guillotining. It's state violence, guys. It's just state violence.
No. I'm tired of it.
Oh yeah, Democracy for Iran sign is still out there.
Cigarette smoke.
I smelled cigarette smoke and I didn't like it. I can handle all those smokes except for the one that I can't breathe through. Okay, this is coming up on the organizing of the second march. I almost hit that guy's flag. I feel bad. It's nice having brakes on this skateboard though. Makes a big difference. Look, I like almost get hit by it. Okay, yeah, so someone's kind of Okay, I have a route plan. We're gonna go down Colfax. This person's really emphasizing like safety, safety, safety.
Colfax goes.
Okay, and I'm chatting with a lot of people, and I don't want to unnecessarily show them. I swear to God, the light on my GoPro is not bright enough to make it obvious when I am recording, because guess what? I forget 90% of the time.
I'm so cold.
At this point, I am very cold. Is this the... Oh yeah, here we go. So here's what happened. I'll explain this again. Let me get people's faces out of the still frame. The person who was organizing the second march, and I mentioned this in the description of the main video that's linked in the description of this live stream. The person who was kind of helping organize people for the second march mentioned that I just heard them mention from a few feet away that they did have medics that were going to follow their march, but they didn't have marshals. Now, a marshal, it's not too specific, but like a protester field marshal is someone who is going to help block traffic, help double check like spontaneous cars that kind of show up from apartment buildings and parking garages that may almost hit protesters and stuff. I took off my press badge, ironically. That mean lady at the beginning, the mean person at the beginning literally told me like, you got to take it off because you're covering your mask. I actually took off my press badge, and I would do this. I've done this once before. When I was like, okay, cool, I will help marshal and help block the roads and help figure out the path. And later on, I helped check on what the police had on them, the riot police. I went ahead on my skateboard to check what the riot police had and then report back to the front so they could make a decision and communicate with each other about stuff. At that point, I took my press patch off. I'm now a protester. And I don't want anyone thinking I'm not. The issue... The contradiction there is that the reason I wear the press badge isn't to claim that like I'm a neutral journalist. It's so people know I'm recording them. So if they want to turn away or cover their face or come up to me and be like, hey, can you delete me? I will. And maybe I just need a thing that says recording or something. But I took that off because at this point I'm not press. I'm now helping. Yeah, it's just a lot of me scouting ahead, chatting with the other people who are essentially doing the same thing and helping kind of field marshal and check traffic, and we're just making sure no one suddenly comes out and hits anyone. I hate this building. This is the stupidest building in the city of Denver. If you live there, I don't like you. I don't like your grandma. Yeah. I hate this trypophobia ass building. Get rid of it. Okay, what a stupid, useless thing to say here. Again, You've gotta relax. You've gotta let things be. I mean, we all watched a video of a guy get murdered. We all watched a video of a girl get murdered. We all watched a video of George get murdered. In covering body cams, I've watched like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people get murdered over the 1,000+ hours of body cam footage I've studied for this channel. But also, like, you have to step away and focus on the efficacy. So yeah, I'm joking while I do this too, but getting too serious isn't gonna help. Oh yeah, I run over this bag like an idiot, and it almost gets caught on my thing. I think I'm gonna die. Look at my reflection over here. This is how I look, by the way, the whole time I'm doing this. This is how I look when I'm on that skateboard and going around.
I like the energy of this crowd.
That is true. Look, I get on the thing. Look.
Oh my god.
Okay, I almost thought I ate shit. I'm not trying to like dox people's voices and faces by accident, so. I did tell the person that I was like kind of helping Marsh with. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna do my body cam for the rest of the day. Okay, try to minimize. Again, I don't want to accidentally dox people because I'm talking to them. Okay, so up here, you can't see it for nothing, but I believe there are a bunch of police that are about to block off stuff. And yeah, we're at Kalamath. Okay, the next clip will probably be it. So, no. Okay, I guess I didn't really record too much of me sitting with the cop. Oh, I guess we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet with the cop blockade. Again, you can see me pointing out. I'm telling people which way to go, and I'm asking the people kind of at the front, like, where do you want to go, so I can point people. I'm marshalling at this point. Once they get started, though, I kind of, you know, I go back to the front. I didn't cover it much, but a family came outside of their home to be like, fuck yeah, we support the protest, and tell their story about their feelings towards ICE and all this shit. Yeah, ICE is super coming. It's the fact that I'm on an electric skateboard in the snow is so stupid. But I lived. Yeah, so there's a family out here. I don't know how much they did or didn't want to be shown, so I'll try not to. But there's a family that came out while we were kind of, we and the crowd was kind of waiting to decide what to do next. And look, yeah, we've got a bunch of people now on those people's front lawn. Like, I wish I had just had yeah, the bearings are fucked, but they have a little bit of sealing on them. They have like that rubber sealant. And I'll just go relube them. I know how to do that. I've done that before. Look at this. These people came out of their house while the protest was out front to be like, yeah, fuck Trump. We support what you're doing. Fuck ICE. And now guess what? We're on their lawn having conversations. I wish I had like a 35mm film camera with like a 50mm f1.4 or something. And I had just gotten this moment. Because this is fucking beautiful. This is extraordinary. And I just love moments like that where people in houses and out and about come out and say stuff. And we saw that a fair bit throughout the day. Okay, yeah, so we are now in front. This is a lot of press people. We are now in front, and this is the police's little blockade. They've got 2 Bearcats, which I don't know what they actually are as cars. They're kind of like Jeeps with plating, I guess, that are filled with riot police usually. And then we've got DPD officers with, I saw... what do you call it? Smoke ball? Pepper ball guns. They're pepper ball airsoft guns. They all had their handguns on them like normal. They're normal service weapons. They're 9s. Yeah, just, like 7 or 8 police cars. So now we're at that moment. I've kind of gone on. This is a group of people who like are a quarter mile ahead of the group of protesters, while the protesters sitting still and kind of deciding. And we're ahead kind of figuring out what's going on with the cops. Like, what do they have out? How aggressive do they seem at the moment? There you go. That's the fuller image of it. I didn't see, I mentioned that also. I never saw them deploy any chemical munitions throughout the entire day. Or less lethal projectiles or tasers. I didn't see anything deployed on protesters today, personally, like in front of me. That doesn't mean it didn't happen somewhere, but it didn't happen in front of me, and so I can't really say much about it. I accidentally spread a little bit of misinformation. When I first saw the hatch of this Bearcat open, I thought it was an LRAD device, long-range acoustic device that is used to like blow protesters' eardrums and scare them. I thought it might have been that, and I kind of mentioned to someone like, oh, what is that? Like that? No, it's just the hatch on their car. It's not an LRAD device. I was wrong. I totally spread misinformation by mentioning to someone that I think it might be that. That's my fuck up. That's on me. I should have gotten closer, but me on a skateboard they'll kill Renee for like barely turning her car away from them. They'll kill me on a skateboard. Unfortunately, I just didn't want to die. I've gotten close to them. Yeah, I guess the snow didn't really help my visibility. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be real, chat. I don't know where we're going at this point. I thought we were going to the Mile High Stadium where the Broncos were at. I had no goddamn clue where we were going at this point. At this point, the group is kind of deciding to go back. I'm talking to a lot of black bloc people. Again, I don't want to get their voices or accidentally dox them in some way. So, okay, I will say this is funny. We're going by, like, I think a public library or something. I'm on a skateboard, and then we're going by a skate park, and a bunch of people behind me are like, do a flip. And I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm not doing that.
What is that? Because it's snowing, I'm going to die?
A bunch of people back were like, do a flip. I'm like, dude, I'm going to die on this. Okay, again, if the police's goal was to keep people from the Capitol and keep people, from Mile High Stadium and also just kind of turn them back towards the Capitol, they technically achieved that. Because at this point, everyone's like, what are we fucking doing? And they're discussing and they're deciding, and there's kind of a decentralized network of discussion and communication going on. Oh, where are we at now? And they decided to go back to the Capitol. At this point, they're going back to the Capitol. My skateboard is fucked up. It's got so much snow on it. And like the motors are starting to spaz out a little bit, which they'll be fine. Brushless DC motors can be dealt with in a lot of ways. They were just so caked with snow that they were getting fucked up. And now we're heading back to the Capitol. It's just a lot of me riding back to the Capitol at this point. The march returns, and I just told the other protesters, like, hey, the march is back. I am confused as to why it seems that I skipped the video that I showed of, oh, geez. There was a video of me riding backwards on my skateboard in the snow, talking to some people. That did feature in the main video. I guess I somehow didn't transfer it or accidentally deleted it or something, but that's everything. That's actually everything I have from the day. That's pretty much everything I've got from the day. Overall closing thoughts before I finish up stream. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, everything was safe. No one got hurt. That's a good thing. There's, the only ones that are going to cause hurt in the first place are going to be like drunk bystanders who aren't protesters, or the cops. Those are the two ways that hurt can be happened. That didn't happen. And I love that. Less people being hurt is a good thing. I think it was a appropriately disruptive protest that got people out of their houses and paying attention, and the news and everything. Every protest is good in my opinion. I can't like rank them or anything. So that's how the night went. Those are my videos from the day. I will catch you all guys next time the debrief is officially over. Take care, stay safe. Learn what bad jacketing is. Learn what Fed jacketing is. Learn what AI jacketing is. Never engage in those things. You don't have to take the high road, but you should take the one that doesn't end in a wreck. You know what I mean? Take care. Have a good day. Bye, guys.